Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Broadway, Bleachers, and Beyond with your host, Leanna Butte, on WIR Radio, New York, where the drama never stops. From the crack of the bat to the switch of the net, from the roar of the crowd to the hush of the theater, the city writes stories that echoes across generations. Fast, thrilling, unforgettable, this is New York, in full performance, and the show is just getting started. Buffalo Bills lose in a tough one last night against the rival Patriots, their first ever whiteout uniform. And it was a tough one for Buffalo. They really should have won, but the turnovers really killed them all night. Allen threw an interception late, which really cost them the game. If they don't make that, but Patriots picked it up and got a touchdown right afterwards. The defense did not help Buffalo at all. They were able to they were able to really just play around with the defense. It was still a close game, but at the end of the day, Allen really should have. That was a mistake he really can't make in the red zone. And he really hasn't in the past few years, but that cost him the game. But another good game for Prater. Prater it was 2 out of 3 for field goals. 2 for 2 for field goals. So another great game for the veteran who won the game to open the season against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens on the winning field goal. But now to Yankees news. This is a sad day for me as a Yankee fan. They need to win tomorrow. That's it. Season's over if they don't win. That is just really it. They played hardball against Toronto. Now they were 1-7 in the season. Now they're 1-9 all season long, including Pacers. Their pitching has been horrendous. If you do not put Will Warren to back up Max Fried, we might actually win that game. But Versace was great. 5 innings, 11 Ks, no hate. The Yankees. It took until the pitcher in relief to actually give up a hit. For Ricky, that was, I think, his only 6th start in the majors. He was great. And Toronto is a tough team to beat. They put the ball in play, not just with the home runs, like Vladdy and Kirk, and even Varsho. Varsho had a stellar game yesterday. 5 for 5, 2 home runs, 2 doubles. But the Yankees, just as we've seen in prior postseasons, they have not been able to hit in big moments. The game they should have won was game 1. Aaron Judge comes up at the plate. Little bases, nobody else. He strikes out. I don't care that it's Aaron Judge, and that's Gosman. That was a great pitch. I could give him a lot of credit. But Judge, for a certain reason in the postseason, becomes swing happy. It has happened year after year after year. And it just doesn't look great. Their hitting does not look great. They just look like they're completely beat. So tomorrow we face Bieber, who he has been coming up from being in the minor leagues and rehabbing. So hopefully it is a better game than yesterday. But we'll see for tomorrow. But I do have faith in Rodon. Rodon has been great. He has been a constant in the rotation since Garrett Cole went down and Hill went down. And the season really is on him. He has to pitch well. He has to pitch deep, and he has to have to be perfect, like Cam Littler was in Game 3 of the wildcard series. That is the only way the Yankees move forward. And the boys have to start slugging. I don't care that they scored 7 runs yesterday. It was too late at that point. The only positive you could go into going at home down 0-2, they did it again. They did the same thing against Cleveland in 2017, and they beat Cleveland in Cleveland Game 5. So it could be done. Just I don't have that faith that it could be done. Their pitching really scares me. The Yankees. Because Fried should have been able to get Toronto out because he has done it in the regular season. So I'm just furious with how the team produced because this is just at a certain point. I don't understand why Will Warren won in that game. I understand it's 5-0 at the time, but it's still only the fourth inning. It just doesn't make sense to me why you want to go to. I know you went to Tim Hill the day before, but like really, you have players you could go to instead of Will Warren, who has no postseason experience, and it showed it. It showed it true. He gave 6 runs in less than 4 innings. The only positive you could get, Weaver actually got it out. His first ever out in the postseason after going not being able to get outs for 3 consecutive batters. No, with 6 consecutive batters not being able to get it out. But the Yankees really need to shock me tomorrow. If they win, I'll be with every other fan so happy to see them play at home again and have Cam Slammer on the mound Wednesday. Because that kid, I don't care what people have said, he has looked great since he's been called up. And I definitely think he's going to shove. And also being in front of the home crowd helps him a lot. Definitely with the energy and definitely with the fans all behind him. So I'm hoping we get to Wednesday. Hopefully I get to Friday as well. I'm crossing my fingers, but right now it just looks like Aaron Judge has not been able to produce in these big moments, and Stan isn't either right now. It just looks like we're feeble and we aren't. Because where is the offense? The offense was there all season long. But as I it is a tough matchup. Toronto is a very good team. I'm not knocking them, but it will mean so much more to me as a Yankee fan to really get the smug face out of the broadcaster for Toronto calling the Yankees a horrible team. Well, we ended up having the same record as them. So I'm hoping we are able to get past Toronto and face whoever, but it's a 50-50 right now. Short break, and then we'll come back and I'll talk some Broadway stuff. Thank you.
Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.
Welcome back. Are you interested in having your voice heard? Interested in hosting a show on WIUR? Email our president, Robbie Basil, or come by the station and we will help get you started. Now, thank you. As Wicked comes out in about a month, I'm very excited. I have my Wicked sweatshirt on. I just saw the new trailer, the short prep trailer. I'm excited. It looks really good. I can't wait to get the soundtrack. I cannot wait to hear For Good. And the trailer really, really is great. The previews of you hear some parts of For Good between Ariana and Cynthia. I cannot wait to see the full performance. But the teaser for the teaser is it just makes me want to watch the film so much more. And Wicked has always been one of my favorite shows, and I enjoy that like it's such a big show that it's getting a second movie, which it deserves a second movie. You can't just tell the story in one movie. But the Broadway aspect of it, it's a show that really is a constant for the Broadway community. And also it's a tale that of friendship. No matter your differences, no matter your beliefs, no matter where you come from, you could form friendships. And friends are what you need in this life because you can't choose your family. You can't choose your blood, but you can choose your friends. And sometimes having the non-blood relationships are what make you so much better as a person, as well as making you family. Because some people don't have the blood relationships to connect with their blood relationships as close as they could with their friends. And it's separate, but at the same time, sometimes your friends do become your family. And definitely in the Broadway community, they become family. Every cast becomes family for however long their show runs. And in most cases, they become family for lifetimes or friends for lifetimes. And I've seen that through watching, from even me and my own personal experience with doing musicals and plays as a young young student in elementary school, middle school, high school, and then undergrad. Your relationships with these people, they do change over time, but it's the relationship. You were part of something special, and that is something special. So I think that's where it comes from me. Like, my love of Broadway is, I was a weird kid. I was awkward. I was very quiet. I had issues learning. I was short. I had a stutter. And the first time I ever seen a Broadway show that I remember that really touched me was Wicked, because I just felt like Alphabet was such me. And that connection to someone was amazing. And I think that's why Wicked has such a great experience for young girls, because no matter how different you are, we're all still people and we're all still matter and we all still should be loved. And I think the brilliant story behind it is that friendship is what brings us all together. Unity is what brings us together. Love is what brings us together. And yes, there is always a common hate, like the storyline that Alphabet becomes the person hated because she wants to do the right thing. And that's what happens in life. But it also shifts is how you decide to live your life. Are you scared to do the right thing, even when it's the most difficult to do, or are you going to fall with the crowd because you feel like you don't have the strength to be able to break away and do the right thing in tough times? And that's just not even based on right and wrong. That is just based on who we are. We're human. We make mistakes. We're not always going to do the right thing. We're not perfect. We really aren't. But I'm excited for the film. I cannot wait to see Forget. I cannot wait. I already start singing in my head already. It's stuck in my head. And I already have plans to go see it with my family, my friends, and hopefully I'll go a few times, and then I'll go for a sing along because I didn't go the last time, and I really want to go for a sing along. But hopefully it's the two shows. But I'm excited also to see the differences because they have said there are new songs, so I'm excited to see how that goes. And definitely with the trailer of her with the emerald card that going to gives her in part one, and a lot of this stuff are Easter eggs from the first film or part two, because I've seen the full musical. It's just cool to see it in a film version because you could use so much more special effects, as well as you see it more in a 3D 4D type of settings than on stage. You could do so much on a stage, but you can't do what they could do in a movie. And that movie really blown my mind with the live singing, the live they were doing their own stunts, the set design, everything. It was just amazing, and I loved it. So I'm excited for that. And then excited Kristen Chenoweth is coming back to Broadway soon too. I think your show starts previews soon, or just started previews. So I'm excited to see that. The Queen of Versailles. I'm excited to see her in person. I've seen her in person years ago when she did a concert in the city. I actually came close to meeting her. I just missed her by a minute. But she is a powerhouse for being short. Her vocal range is just impressive. It is crazy, her vocal range. She's really, really talented. And I can't wait to see her live again. But I'm just, other than in musicals and Broadway, I am worried about Broadway because right now there could be a strike because producers are not paying, are not giving their cast and crew health insurance, or at least giving them enough to be able to survive in the times. And there definitely could be a strike, and I could see that happening. And I feel bad for a lot of these actors, actresses, as well as crew members, producers, and anyone who works in the theater, uh, theater and musical theater industry, Broadway industry, either off and on Broadway, because these people are human beings. They need health insurance. One of my favorite actors right now, who's playing Jake Gatsby, Ryan, he has diabetes. He needs insulin to survive. That is very expensive to keep having to get prescriptions for insulin. That is not cheap at all. And there's some actors who really are just struggling to meet men's eat. And I was actually shocked at how much some of these actors are actually being paid and still not getting health care. So it was just shocking to me that unless you're a lead, really, you're not going to get much. And it's just sad that in today's day that you really need to be making over $100,000, 100K a year, more than 100K a year to actually really be surviving in the city or outside the city. You can't make anything less. You can't afford to make anything less. And even renting a place with roommates is difficult here. It's just sad that we're at the point that healthcare necessarily is an issue for every single American. But at the same time, we keep forgetting that there's so many people who are less privileged than us. Thankfully, knock on wood, I have healthcare, but there's so many people who don't, or who are struggling that in jobs that they have to work overtime to even qualify for it, and not able to take sick leave because of certain types of incentives in their contract. But it's just for me, like, I just feel for all these performers and anyone who's part of these shows that they deserve to get the same healthcare as any other American, or every American deserves. And I understand why the strike would be necessary, and it makes complete sense as someone who loves the Broadway community, who would be upset that they're on strike, because I do want to go see a show soon. But other than that, I'm for them, because everyone in this country, you have the right to protest, and in most of our cases, it has done well. We have been able to fight them in. Hopefully, they win, or hopefully they settle before the strike happens. But right now, I am for the Broadway community, and that is why I always support. That's why I always donate for Broadway Cares, HIV and AIDS, because it's not just members who have those diseases; it's also members who have other health conditions as well, and as well as their families as well. Because not every Broadway actor, actress, producer, director, etc., crew member is able to afford their own health care, as well as health care for their kids, family, housing. It's not the same type of money that they could support. And for me, that is just my personal belief that I don't care where you come from. Everyone deserves to have the right of healthcare, and definitely for these people who are not, they're like me in reality. They're making ends meet. Some of them are probably just out of college, having to pay loans. So for me, donating to these causes, either Broadway Cares, HIV and AIDS, or other causes for the community, because I am a part of the community from being in theater, and I think that connection of, I know people who have had AIDS. I know people who have suffered through health conditions and aren't able to afford it. And it's a sad thing to say, because the country that we do live in, that a lot of people just can't afford health insurance or can't afford to have surgery. must need surgery or procedures. But at the end of the day, I'm with everyone because we really should be able to help our own, no matter where you come from, no matter what language you speak, no matter what culture, gender, sexuality, whatever. We're supposed to be the home of the free and the brave, and hopefully we are. Thank you for listening. I will speak to you all next week. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you.